broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Headbanging tonight.
Yeah, we are. So was Sideswipe.
I'm
floating here. Oh no! Oh no! I'm getting ahead of the game.
It's starting already. I just walked into my worst nightmare. So
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Transformers Robots in Disguise AfterBuzz TV After Show. Thank you for joining us today, fans. We are going to talk about episode 16, Somebody, Anybody. And you kind of need the spaces in there because that's what freaked me out upon first seeing the title. Because you know bad things will go down.
Yeah.
Joining me today is Alexis, the Record Torres.
Hey everybody, you can find me all over the interwebs as ATorres890.
Emma, the Speedster Fyffe.
Hello, you can find me all over the interwebs at Emma Fyffe.
Back from her soul sabbatical is Megan Lord Megantron Salinas.
Hi guys, you can tweet at me at the Menguin. That's TheMenguin.
And I am Katie Kia Prime Cullen on Twitter at Kiaxet, Kiaxet. We are, as always, checking the live chat and the hashtag, which is ABTVRID, which I misquoted 15 seconds ago on Periscope. So, hey, we got it right this time.
Yeah.
So, what did we think of this episode?
I think that's no way to get ahead in life.
She did!
It's not a good. I'm using them because they're in Austin Powers. It's not a good time to lose one's head. You'll never be the head of a major corporation.
Oh, no.
There. Now, can we stop with the headphones? I've used them all.
Nope, heads up. We'll never see that again.
I tried, Alexis. I tried.
I just want to.
Alexis is leaving now.
But you don't.
I just want to explain something about where I was, like, emotionally when I watched this episode, which was Katie and I were covering Anime Expo for the past few days, but then I also had to work at 5 a.m. this morning, and so I was watching this episode around about 1:30 in the afternoon at my apartment, and I was totally just, like, brain dead and emotionally distraught, and this was a very disturbing episode for me.
Really? Disturbing?
I really enjoyed it. Like, I loved it, but it was creepy. It was a creepy concept.
And watching it with Michelle today, we were both like, this isn't good. My notes are all in caps lock and profane and include the phrase, "It is mad science o'clock."
Yeah. Am I the only one who was like, oh, it's the headmaster thing. This is so great that they were able to incorporate that.
So if anyone has seen Transformers Animated, they definitely spent a couple episodes removing heads and swapping bodies with a
And
headmaster
gave us
thing.
the best visual of Sentinel Prime ever.
Oh my god, the best 35 seconds of my Transformers watching life, at least for animated, was Sentinel Prime literally losing his head. That was the best Schadenfreude I've ever seen. And so coming off of that, where a lot of times it's played for laughs, it's like, oh, they cut the head off, it's kind of hollow there, we put this other thing, and look, someone else is controlling the body.
Gross.
They play it off really easily on animated, and then for this, it's like, don't people die in Prime continuity if they lose their heads? What?
I mean, they explained that the case that his head was being kept in was what was keeping him alive.
But he wasn't
And
going
that
to be
it was
alive
very
for long.
short term.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay, I get why you guys were all freaked out, but I was entertained.
Literally,
I
in
thought
my
it was
well,
fun.
yeah,
In
you
my
were.
notes, it just says shudders.
I was freaked out in
Mine
a
says
good
Jan
way.
in the pan.
No, I really enjoyed that they found a way to incorporate, something old into the current continuity,
Yeah.
which is all about what Transformers does. So
Totally.
I enjoyed this particular one.
I just had a massive, for kids.
Exactly.
most of this episode.
As he just creepily laughs, holding a bunch of power tools. I'm like,
See, for me, it was the other jars and like the laboratory as a whole that were way more creepy because Sideswipe himself is still like he's giving jokes and he's like, "Hey, so how's your day going?"
Listen, Megan, comedy is a coping mechanism. So
I'd like to shake your hand. Thanks. Wasn't that funny?
And how great was that evil laugh, though?
Oh my God.
This is what I was talking about last week. Thing of my nightmares. I have that laugh on like repeat going on in my head. It's so creepy. I can't sleep.
totally.
Well, I'm glad they didn't get the Mandark voice for this villain because it would have been less intimidating.
Just ever so slightly.
Just a little bit. I think I killed Emma.
It's
you
just,
doing okay there?
No, guys, I really liked this episode. I really like that because for all that there was still a lot of comedy and it did fit the tone of the Robots in Disguise series overall, I felt like it was a little more dark and serious in places.
It super was.
Yeah.
The last 3 episodes have been really good about... yeah.
Stephen the Viacon Lemieux.
The fact that there's a video of this for 10 hours long.
Please don't play it.
Don't
do it.
No.
Yeah, you missed it. You didn't engineer for us. But yeah, the voice actor who played Mandark played a villain a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
That
It's
was
the
a
exact
fake.
same,
It's the same
voice.
voice.
It's
Yep.
so
And
funny.
the exact same. Well, you didn't do the laugh, but it was pretty close.
It might as
far.
well have been.
Yeah.
It was the one thing that was missing.
Yeah.
The moment that I knew something was wrong in this episode is when we're in the subways and there's all the trains passing behind Sideswipe. That's it, with the train backed up. I was like, they don't do that. I've been on enough trains to know that they don't do that. Oh, that is a Naga Decepticon. I am not okay.
I just want to bring up a great question from the chat roll, which is our devoted fan, Sky Shimmertail. We love you. You watch
God
pretty much
bless
every
you.
week. Asks, did anyone notice that Vertebrake's arms were not his own?
Yes. Yes, I did. And I wanted to bring that up because that makes him extra creepy.
I noticed there was a third one in the middle here.
that wasn't even moving.
And I know I will occasionally say on one hand, on the other hand, on the third mutated hand, that
Yeah, that's
that was it right there.
That's can I say I love the name? Vertebrake.
Yeah. I mean,
Just super fitting. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Although made for a terrible battle cry.
I don't even know why he
Let's
chose.
vertebrake him. Oh, honey.
Why did he even choose to do that?
well,
It's topical, but terrible. You have to understand he's also kind of carrying Sideswipe's head in a jar at that point, and that
Yeah.
will throw
Did
anybody
anybody
off
else-
whatever game they ever had.
Futurama reference right there? That's what I was thinking
And
of.
that's the other reason why I don't take it as seriously. It's because I'm sure the rest of the frozen heads are back there too.
Just hanging out.
See,
Probably in the
I
Hall of
went to-
Presidents somewhere. Like,
I went to the other end of science fiction. There's a Mystery Science Theater episode, and I cannot for the life of me. It was like The Brain That Wouldn't Die or something like that.
yes. No.
Is
the
that
Brain
the
That
right
Wouldn't Die.
one?
I have a friend who was in a musical adaptation of that
And
movie.
they have this, quite a few scenes actually, where they are keeping this woman alive. It's just her head on a cookie sheet with a couple of electrodes because this was science in the 1950s.
Exactly.
And the ongoing joke from the MSD3K crew was, it's Jan in a pan! And I'm like, this is Sideswipe. He is currently Jan in a pan.
Yeah.
It's
No,
so
I-
funny because that sounds like the Reanimator.
But Katie, that is exactly what I was thinking of.
Jan
too,
in the
was
pan?
Jan in the pan.
It's on my notes on the board. It straight up says Jan in the pan up there.
Yeah.
Nice.
oh my word.
Oh my god,
I
this
guess those are our
episode.
initial thoughts.
Yeah.
My
They
initial
were-
thoughts were Jan in the pan. We're all gonna die.
all over.
We're all gonna die.
No, just
So we
Sideswipe.
start with I honestly at some point was expecting it to be, especially when Vertebrake was using Sideswipe's body to hold down B and was just kind of messing with his arm. I'm like, are we gonna get a Frankenstein here? Is everyone gonna be missing parts and he's just gonna start grafting? Because
I think I
I
would've been
saw
okay
it
with
going that way.
Yeah.
It would have been much, much more difficult to fix within the current time slot, especially
Yes.
since Robots in Disguise does not believe in multi-part episodes in the same way that Prime did.
Yeah, it's very episodic. And I have to say, I actually really liked that he was specifically targeting Sideswipe because it was nice to see someone pointing out what's great about Sideswipe. You know
he's
what I
super
mean?
fast.
Someone besides
Sideswipe. Yeah. Or me.
It's like, by the way, I'm amazing. Yeah, we don't care anymore. By the way, this body is amazing.
Thank you for noticing. Can I have it back, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe you have my body. I would like it back.
Yeah.
So we start with Sideswipe doing recon, pulling ahead of everyone and making fun of Strong Arm because she's towing Grimlock, who's 2.5 tons at the most.
I'm just sorry. I'm like, Sideswipe, can you do that?
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, grow a
Just
trailer
saying.
hitch and we'll talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's in the subway alone doing recon, and that's where we had the disgust portion of the train backing up to come get him.
Oh, word.
That was amazing, and it's one of those things where you don't necessarily catch it first time around. But that was just like, that train's the wrong color. That train's backing up. Oh.
No,
I disagree. I'm like, you noticed that right away.
Yeah.
I don't know if the younger audience would notice it.
No.
Kids are smart.
That's true. That's true.
But point being is that when it backs up, it's really exciting because, I mean, Transformers has been known for doing vehicle trains before. So it's like, what are we going to get? And
But the
having it
last
be a
time we had
snake was
trains, they
brilliant.
were idiots.
Yeah.
That was an Armada. That was Energon, Cybertron. It was one of those.
one of the anime series. I honestly couldn't tell. Maybe even the
What
the
did the
old
chat roll
robots in
say?
disguise.
What did the chat roll say?
You know,
We don't need to. We don't
no,
need to.
I'm going to share. I'm going to share.
Please let us know if it's inappropriate.
I'm going to rephrase it.
Thank you.
Ali Surate, we also love you because or Surette, you're always in the chat roll.
awesome.
You're a wonderful human being. But she points out that, vertebrates seem to show a little affection, if you will, towards Sideswipe.
Why do you think I was freaking out about it being a Nagabot? There's enough fan fiction in the world for me to have a horrible association with
We
those
should
creatures.
probably cut this conversation off sooner rather than later.
Yeah, before
Unless we
The
get
Kingdom Hearts
explicit.
fans know what I'm talking about. I'm going to leave it at that.
Even
before
Supernatural
we
puts
go
it
down
out
Let's
there,
just
too.
say we don't ship it. How about that?
I don't ship it.
Completely not.
We don't?
I'm just kidding. You are sleep deprived, aren't you? All right, so that's 3 people who threatened to leave. I'm still here. That's great. I'll just do this on my own in the sewers, waiting for the Nagabot to come get me.
I'm so done.
But I did love split up to search for him. It's like, you guys search east, we'll search west. Anyone have any questions? East is that way. Nope, no more questions. Thank you, Grimlock. Just the writing for him is always so much fun because it's always that little bit of levity when you need it.
And he's always so earnest. No matter what the situation is, he is 100% earnest, and it's just very endearing. And he's a much needed member of the team for that.
He's about as deep as a puddle, but sometimes you just need that.
Yeah. I completely agree.
So we cut to my notes just say all in caps. That sure is Sideswipe strapped to an operating table.
Yep.
Yes.
With
Sure
the head
is.
and everything. And we get the, I've been watching you and I've been watching your compatriots, but I like your speed and I like your this, and I'm just going to laser your head and then remove it. Just like, okay.
No big deal.
This could be creepier.
It could be.
Does anyone remember Runaway Brain? The old Disney cartoon with Mickey Mouse?
Yes.
Oh,
Wasn't
where he
Kelsey
was
Grammer?
lobotomized.
Yeah, wasn't Kelsey Grammer the mad? No.
Mad
In
scientist
Runaway Brain?
In Runaway Brain?
Runaway Brain? No. Am I thinking of the right one? I'm thinking of this never mind. I'm probably thinking of a different Disney one. I don't know why.
I honestly
being-
don't know.
Well, it's funny because at the very beginning of this episode, I thought this was a kind of more traditional body swap
That's what
episode
I was
just based
thinking,
on
too.
the title. Like mind swap, that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
I agree. Yeah,
that.
because initially when they were detecting 2 signals for Sideswipe, I was like, okay, did they swap bodies and his brain is in one
because
body
it's
and his
clear-
body's in the other one?
Yeah,
and-
that's kind of more what I was thinking because
Yeah.
they've done that before
Yeah,
too.
but at the same time, I was also trying to think of wait, how does he have 2 signals when his head is in one place but his body's in the other one? Do they have
Turns out
separate
they're
signals?
2 partial signals.
Yeah, that's what I was confused. I was just like, wait, what?
But I thought that was a great reveal because it's easily set up that it could be a body switching episode, and then you see the guy's head on Sideswipe's
so
body.
that
and
was
it's-
messed
It was a
up.
really good reveal.
It was a really, really good reveal.
And I loved Bee's face too. He was just like, "What are you?"
It's like, that's not right. Something's amiss here. I can't quite put my finger on
There
it.
are so many flavors of not okay going on right now. And just the explanation to Grimlock, he put his head on Sideswipe's body, and Grim just, that's nasty.
Yes.
Like, thank you for summarizing what we were all thinking in a TVY7 fashion.
I like that Sky Shimmertail was like, "Is it weird that I wanted Vertebrae to have a lisp?"
Oh, because he was a snake.
He's kind of, sort of Parseltongue-y, like in Harry Potter.
I was like,
makes sense.
I think we got it. That snakes have lisps. We get that.
I was almost expecting a few like Cobra Commander jokes.
That would be so funny.
And we do go into Vertebrake's backstory, such as it is. He was part of Crystal City's Science Council. He studied unauthorized cyber grafting off-world.
Yeah.
And evidently the Science Council went, nope, and kicked him out. And
They called me mad. I'll show them who's mad.
He vowed his revenge, and before he could take his revenge, they kind of shipped him off.
Go away now.
I liked that he was like a legit mad scientist and they gave him that backstory.
I like that it was very, I don't want to say stereotypical or very cliche, but I like that it was traditional mad scientist.
Yeah, I really liked it.
It's a fun throwback. And for those of you who enjoy the puns on this show, Joseph Ortiz tweeted at us a Head and Shoulders picture. He says, today's episode of our ABTV RID will be punny.
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was brought to you by Head and Shoulders.
Today's show is sponsored by Head and Shoulders.
Yep. You are my favorite.
God bless you, Joseph.
I literally put
great.
on my notes, like, by the primes, we have a mad scientist here. It is like one of Russell's horror movies.
I love that Fix It pointed it out.
We've heard B swear. That's the first time we've heard any sort of epithet of, like, by the primes. It's like, that's when we know things are getting bad.
I mean, it was pretty bad, though, because what if we couldn't get his... Oh, it would have been terrible.
No, this could have been far darker than it turned out to be.
It really could have been.
And just when they walked in and we got the horror movie chord and we got the slow building suspense and the electricity crackling over the operating table and just everything was so well done. Fix It was spot on. It was very, very much a horror movie setup.
I loved the lighting in the lab.
Yes.
Just the blue tint, kind of energon blue tinted lights and the shadows and everything with all the test tubes and beakers and everything. It was awesome.
I want to see all of the background paintings and all of the storyboarding
for
just
this
for that
episode.
sequence.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind them putting out like a Transformers Season 1 art book, like what they do for movies. Like Pixar does that and DreamWorks does that. I think that'd be really cool. And
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
I'd love
Take
a
my
Prime
money.
I'd love a Prime art book, and I would love a Robots in Disguise art
Both
book.
of those things. Can we have that, please?
Yeah. Someone make those and
it in the universe.
send them to us.
Do you understand how much money that would make?
It would.
Pretty pictures following the artists and the storyboard guys that we had in a little while ago, and they just keep posting all of this stuff on
does
Twitter.
make heart-
and I'm
yeah,
like,
and-
I made the best decision following you guys. Oh my God, look at this art of Megatron.
Yeah.
I don't even like Megatron, but this is beautiful.
Hey, let's not say things we can't take back.
I like Megantron.
Okay.
There it is.
That's acceptable.
There's an extra N
The
there, and that
N
makes
is very
all the
important.
difference.
I feel less hurt.
I mean, at least, Megatron's not, like, colder than Armstrong, apparently. So.
I didn't. That was a really mean thing to say.
No, like I said, you're not cold.
No.
You
I meant
lost
about
me.
Sideswipe.
Oh, yeah.
It was a really mean thing for him to say.
Sideswipe was trying to do the
cold and
hot
strong
cold
arm.
thing.
Yeah,
He was
that
like, colder than strong arm. And I was just like, oh, that's kind of rude.
Although that does kind of lend a little, I guess maybe legitimacy to Mitchell's theory about it being more of a
romance.
I don't ship it.
I still see them more as brother-sister, but I could definitely see the showrunners kind of going more in that direction.
See, as I say, since Mitchell said that, I can't think of anything but that. So, just to
I'm so sorry.
touch on the end of the episode a little bit, like when they had recovered him and he like
so mad at him for
softly
that.
called out her name. I was like, whoa, maybe Mitchell's right.
Well, and he mumbled something
Being a
along the
jerk.
lines of like, "You mean the world to me" or something like that.
I was just like this the whole time. I was like, don't you dare.
Yeah.
You're even slow to reassure people.
Yeah.
I will say that my notes have a lot of gaps because there was a lot of time where I was just sitting there watching it and going, nope. For those of you listening on iTunes, the facial expressions today, we're all pretty horrified.
I'm not. I'm
Except
smiling.
for Megatron.
And that's what's creepy.
I had fun.
I know you did. And that's what's creepy.
Can we talk about some of these amazing fight scenes, like seeing Sideswipe, I guess his body used for evil, like because they made a point at the beginning of the episode, Sideswipe saying that he could basically take on anybody. I'm the best Autobot. I'm the team hero. Things
sick
along
of
those
him doing that today.
things along those lines. And so seeing his friends like actually fight him, they're holding back, but of course the bad guy's not. So it was kind of cool to see all that.
Yeah.
He's running up on the ceiling and everything like that.
What intrigues me is the fact that it was still very much Sideswipe's same fighting style, despite the fact that it was someone else in charge.
Totally.
And that's a little weird.
Well, and I thought it was interesting, too, when they had the scenes where Sideswipe's head was watching his body do all this damage, and he basically kept telling them, dude, he's broadcasting exactly what he's going to do. How do you not see that coming?
And I was just sitting there going, so you should tell them?
Yeah.
It took him a little longer to figure that bit out.
You could kind of see that coming with B reassuring him, no, you're still part of the team. No, there's more to you than your speed.
Yeah.
I wrote down, if your body's so great, your head has to be worth something. I'm like, really? You think so? That anime hair is going to break the glass eventually.
That's what I was thinking of. Just
that's using your head.
Fine hair that's using your head. I don't want to use my head.
This is the worst. What has my life become?
Wonderful.
It's just
That's what it
pun
is right
spear.
now.
Every time when someone says something, it's like
The dagger in my heart.
I will say I love that me first discovering that Sideswipe has become Jan in the Pan. My notes just say Sideswipe sure is a head in a jar, and then things I'm not allowed to say on air.
Yeah.
oh my word.
I wrote this down because this was beautiful. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm gonna let that one go and skip right ahead to Fix Me.
So angry.
You know he's had some time to sit on that one for a little bit. Be like, all right, I'm head in a jar. Someone's gonna find me eventually. I hope. What's gonna happen when they just mulling it over?
The
because
rambling that must have been happening in that one tiny little jar.
Well, especially because he
thumbs
runs
to
his mouth so much, and there's no one to listen to.
I'm sorry.
him.
Even though he was in the jar, all he did was ramble. I was like, just shut up.
I was
so
okay
mad.
with him being Jan in the Pan.
I was so mad.
I was perfectly okay with that. It was super funny.
I was also okay with it. I thought it was funny too. And again, it's like we're dealing with a subject matter that, well, when you really think about it, it's kind of dark.
It's horrible.
Oh, yeah. Super horrifying.
And just seeing everyone's reaction to it. Everyone going, grafting, what happened to you? Just everyone has this very visceral, this is really super
Can you
not
imagine
okay.
if kids go up to their parents and be like, hey, Mom, what's grafting? It's just like, what are you watching?
Well, but if you think about it, there are so many toys, even Transformers toys, with all the interchangeable parts, and you can take them off and put them on the other. So if you're a kid that has those interchangeable parts toys and you've got some conglomeration of whatever, you kind of think, oh, that's okay. So you're riding on the other characters' reactions to tell you what to think.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, oh, okay, they switched out the heads. I do that with my toys all the time. Oh, okay, it's a bad thing. They're not toys.
Don't do that.
And I love the best example of that is Strong Arm holding the jar at a distance, like I don't want to touch
and
it.
I love that he said to her, it's not contagious.
I'm not contagious. Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, and just kept walking.
It's like there's no good way to do this.
And she's so lawful good that this blatant, oh man.
Hey, buddy, how you holding up?
Yeah. I mean, this is basically against everything that she stands for, so...
Well, and we were watching Scream the other night, and this is super, no, that's super not appropriate for this age level, but in that first episode, someone says in their character, a heart in a box. And it's not a human heart. They determine it's like a deer or something, but it's still just like, no, you've handed someone a single body part in a container.
Ew.
And it's in Scream, they obviously frame it as horror because, hello, this is messed up.
Right.
They have to frame it for laughs in this because it is TVY7, but still very much with the understanding that, no, this is really super not okay.
Mm-hmm. And I do, to everybody's, everybody on the team, to their credit, they could have taken this opportunity to make fun of Sideswipe, to do all sorts of, jokes about how, make all sorts of puns.
Yeah.
That's no time to go losing your head. Well, I did think you had a good head on your shoulders, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Wow, we are just...
Every opportunity.
It's a face-off.
It hurts. It hurts. But they didn't. Yeah, Strong Arm's reaction is, hey, buddy.
Whereas when someone goes, hey, buddy, you know you're hosed.
Had it been anybody else, though, Sideswipe would have been making fun of them like nobody's business.
So it had to be Sideswipe.
Well, it made sense. It just made sense.
And even when it was done in animated, when it happens to Sentinel Prime, Optimus Prime even laughs. That's
right. I forgot about that.
That's why it's one of the greatest clips from animated ever made.
Because animated frames it for laughs. Yeah. And Sentinel is the biggest jerk in the universe. And so watching this happen to him is this wonderful moment of schadenfreude for all age levels of the audience. And Optimus losing his noise is just wonderful. Because again, this is a much younger Optimus Prime.
Yeah,
it's not how we usually think of him.
It's not Prime Optimus.
So, very different. But it works for that. And it's, just this little head sitting on the ground going, help me out here. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen in animated. And then in Robots in Disguise, it's a head in a jar going, yep, and you're like, ah!
Yeah, it's a combination of you can tell they're terrified by the implications, but at the same time trying to reassure him and not terrify him about the situation.
Oh, yeah.
I want to address the chat roll for just a second here.
Please do.
DBZ King 02. I'm not going to say that on air, but that's brilliant.
It's really funny. She's like, I'm going to look first.
Yeah, and also,
can't read it.
I can't see it. Where is it?
Renji 90998. Your comment that says, I used to do that to my mini-cons. Was that in reference to us talking about the Transformers toys that you could take apart and reassemble as each other? I'm assuming that's what you mean.
That's what I was thinking of because especially people who grew up with like Toy Story, like you knew not to mess with your toys because you were Sid pretty much. And then now I've seen like baby cousins who like take their Barbie doll heads and like replace them with other Barbie doll heads. I'm like, this is weird.
This is not right. But no, there are actually, I want to say it's like Transformers Generations that's out right now where it is very much interchangeable pieces.
And it's
like you can make
with like G.I. Joe and Jurassic World.
Not really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen any of those. I'm thinking more like Waspinator and Starscream.
I've seen those.
No, they do have ones where there's a line of Transformers toys. It's like Hero Clicks or something. Is that Hero Clicks?
Yes, Hero Clicks. I think you're right.
And it's interchangeable with the Jurassic World toys and with G.I. Joe. And so you can have a T-Rex body and an Autobot head.
Everything I ever learned from Toy Story.
Again, you're being Sid. That's what you're doing.
If they're made to come apart, it's like Mr. Potato Head.
I'm Picasso.
You uncultured swine.
Anyway.
Oh man, we could
Toy
just do
Story
reference.
screwed up a generation of kids.
Yes, I completely agree.
They're real, guys. They're real.
In a good way. It taught us to respect our possessions.
And also, I used to like try to see if I can like set up my dad's like video camera to see if they move.
Oh yeah,
that dream died real quick.
You're not the only one that tried to catch them in the act. Don't feel bad.
Wow, we are like way off the rails.
I'm perfectly okay
before we
with
get
that.
the off-topic
like I said,
button,
I've got
let's get back
gaps
on
in my notes.
Let's get back on topic before we get
have it. Let's talk about iTunes.
Yeah,
there
Let's
you go.
do that. Thank you so much to everyone who's been listening to us lose our heads in this podcast. I can't resist. If you want more puns and more of Lord Megatron being supremely disappointed in my life decisions, then, click subscribe, leave a comment, leave a rating, tell us you love us, because when you do that, then you tell our bosses that, hey, we like these people talking about giant robots. We may not enjoy all of their puns, which I don't know why you don't. They're lovely.
They're awful.
Hey, I am ahead of the game here. It's beautiful. But
this episode is my favorite. And also the worst.
too. But
I'm going to side with Lord Megatron on this one.
If you would like to keep us going, let us know that you love us, then leave a review, leave comments, subscribe on iTunes and YouTube and SoundCloud and wherever you can find the fun black and yellow wavy TV that is AfterBuzz, that is us. Do we have any new comments on iTunes?
Did you guys read any last week? Because I'm looking for June 16th. Did you guys read
Our
that
last
one?
one was from Fluffy, Shiny Pink Bumblebee, something Pink Bumblebee.
I
Pink
read
Bumblebee.
I think
Fuzzy
I read
Pink
that
Bumblebee.
one.
Did you guys
That was
also
last
read the one from Sandy?
No.
No,
The
I
last
don't
one we
think
had
so.
was Fuzzy Pink Bumblebee.
Yes. Oh, okay. No, we read the Sandy one a little while ago, but we do have one from Duxman. Best Transformers show recap ever.
Yay!
Get it? 5 stars. I did not know that girls like Transformers.
Every time.
I know.
Every time.
I know. That I was a guy. think that's really cool that girls like it too. You girls are hilarious, funny. I side with it. AfterBuzz when the golf theme by podcast came out, but now I'm hooked. I think there's a lot of autocorrect in there. I can't quite make it out, but thank you for the compliment. We really appreciate it. What we could decipher.
If you would like to tweet us a translation, because I'm only semi-fluent in autocorrect and only when it's funny.
I think he's trying to say he's hooked.
Yes,
awesome. For funny.
It's a good thing.
We love you. So yeah, if you would like a shout out on air, I mean, leave some comments, let us know. And if you would like to participate in the hashtag, we do read the hashtag tweets before and after the show, even if they're not live, like this wonderful one from Erica talking about how she saw Transformers 4 and understands why it doesn't exist for any of us.
You understand our pain.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's the best I got for you.
Our condolences.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But watching that last fight and watching Sideswipe just be popcorn.gif for that.
Wow. Yeah.
And then just the train showing up in the middle of it. How Grimlock got hit by a train earlier, and now we have it outrunning a train.
I know.
How has no one noticed?
But
How did that train not get totaled after hitting Grimlock at a dead stop?
Yeah. I was like, the conductor can't see that there's just a bunch of cars and this giant
dinosaur robot.
Yeah, just running at all. And then he actually hit him at one point, and I was like, what is happening?
And that train should have been totaled. I mean, that's 2.5 tons of stationary Grimlock. That's like running into a brick wall.
Is it wrong that I kind of want the construction worker from the subways from Prime, that I want him to be down there going, oh yeah, no guys, I've seen this before. Don't worry about it.
You know he's going to be part of the online portion of this fan club that we've decided Crown City has going, oh yeah, I'm totally an agent for this. I talked to this government person and they're aliens and no, it's super great.
I have to maintain radio silence with them, but don't
so
worry,
you can't
guys.
tell anyone, but...
Like I've just posted on the internet.
Yeah. Well, if you post anonymously, supposedly that keeps you safe.
Yeah. Anyway.
It doesn't. IP addresses, they're a thing.
I really enjoyed when they realized that there's no way they can fight Sideswipe and keep holding back.
Yeah.
Then they have to. They're like, oh, sorry, Sideswipe. This becomes our top priority.
And he's like, no, pull your punches. Sorry, bro. Nope.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want my body to get hurt, but at the same time, I'd be like, that guy is the guy that took my body. You go ahead. Punch him in the face as hard as you want.
Well, and I did like that the logic wasn't, oh, we don't want to hurt our friend. It's, we need it intact so we can reattach the head. If we damage it too heavily, we might be hosed. It wasn't sentiment. It was practicality.
Which, that's why I really love this show for that. Because, I mean, that was the first thing I was thinking of. I'm like, just kind of kick the head, and then the body will be fine. But at the same time, I like that it wasn't like, oh, we don't want to hurt him. We were just like, we need to get this done now.
Yeah.
Did they reattach the other head back to the body?
I'm debatable.
Unclear.
Because I know Grimlock had the body slung over, but I wasn't actually watching closely enough to see if the head was in a jar. I think they probably attached it.
Yeah, I thought he was holding it like a football helmet. Like I was like holding it like
underneath his arm.
Yeah, like all right, here we go.
Vertebrae died that day.
Although, could you imagine if they put him in stasis like that, and then Steeljaw comes in and was like, "What on earth are the Autobots doing to the Decepticons?
No.
They
probably should have left him headless and put him in stasis just for that moment, so Steeljaw will know that they mean business.
Guys, that's a little dark for this show.
It is a little dark.
But then again, we
really
did
funny.
talk about sending someone a heart in a box earlier.
Yeah. That was you that brought that up.
Yeah, we're getting into 7 territory here. What's in the box? It's Vertebrake's head. It's just the male Vertebrake's head.
What's in the stasis pod?
Yeah.
What's in it?
Steeljaw's like, oh gosh, these people are far more terrible than I ever imagined.
Oh my word.
That's what happens when you go body jacking. I took all of you, but you subdued my nerd body jacker. Thank you, Sideswipe.
I have something on the hashtag
What's
that's
up?
really great.
What? Really?
Maria Fine, which is she is at ArtfulMexican20 on Twitter, says, was anyone else hoping that B was going to mention something about his fun in the subways with RC and Knockout? And my answer is yes.
That would have been lovely.
Maybe we missed that. Maybe when they were on the way, maybe he was talking about
exactly. You know, this would have been a great, because in that episode they get the phase, they get the phase weapon.
Disruptor.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And, like, that would be so great to have those again. Yeah. I know that we can't really have nice things, but...
What? Those are all on Cybertron.
Yeah,
because they went back with the ship and the ship with the...
That's why we can't have nice things, because Cybertron is filled with jerks.
Cybertron's all... You know, they're probably all still, like, in a weapons locker somewhere and no one's using
them.
They're
in a museum, probably. Like, and that's depressing.
I don't think they'd even be in a museum. That's still too publicly accessible. I think they're in a locker somewhere. Like in Indiana
Museum.
Accurate.
Yeah, but you have to know how to work that.
Being guarded by top men?
Yeah, like in Indiana Jones, where you're just wheeling stuff.
We've got top men.
Top men.
Protecting the space bridge.
Bots. Top bots.
With our large Cybertrillion filing cabinet. And then at the very end, which I adore this was wonderful. Now take it easy. I don't know if I reattached everything correctly and fixed it, basically doing the bedside manner going, look, I don't know if this is right. He left some really messed up notes. It's like reading Frankenstein, but crazier. Yeah. So, you know, take it easy. And Sideswipe immediately, let's race! This is going to end so poorly for you.
And I was like, yeah.
I'm kind of, part of me is surprised that B didn't try to stop them. Like, what part of take it easy do you not understand? Because he's getting really good at reining everyone in about, no, this is a mission, this isn't a competition. He's getting pretty good at the dad voice.
I think it's because he knew something along those lines was probably going to happen, and that was the best way to hammer in the lesson.
Yeah, but you don't want Sideswipe to wind up dead. Because if the head falls off, that's a problem.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that for predictions, but I was like...
You're going to predict that his head falls off?
No, obviously that's not going to happen. In my brain, that's what was happening, of like, they're in a fight, and it's just like...
Someone's going to tap it, and it's just going to roll away.
I just liked at the end of the episode when everybody was racing back to base, and Grimm comes running up from behind, and he's like, I'm so excited to be faster than somebody.
That was pretty
And he was like
great.
waddling.
Well, and B being like, oh, we'll get you, we'll get you fixed up. Right after you take all of Strong Arm's duties for a week. And then just zooms off like, B.
Yeah.
B, you went through this whole thing without your speed for a while. You're kind of being a jerk about it. Just say, because we've got some issues connecting to the T-Cog here.
I was going to say, I mean, B knows exactly what it's like to not physically be able to transform.
Yeah. Those
were some hard episodes to watch. Yes. And then again, here they frame it like a comedy, like, oh, we're going to take it back and we're going to fix it and it'll be fine. Yeah. Because it's not actual T-Cog damage, it's just his head's not on straight.
Oh, I was hoping she wasn't going to go down that road, and she did.
Well, like I said...
Do you know me at all?
Hi, my name's Alexis.
Katie, lovely to meet you. Puns.
Oh. But yeah, no, like I said, I think that's exactly why B didn't say anything. Yeah. He's like... 3, 2, 1.
And there it goes.
And now I hope you learned your lesson.
And I just... Do you want to hear how I reattached your head? It's a long and disgusting story.
I know.
And just starts going into it.
Fix it.
That's like hearing about someone's open heart surgery and that you know it's a necessary process, but you don't want to know the details.
Nope. Honey bunches of nope.
Hashtag nope.
I'm just going to nope right the heck out of there. Yes. Well, it's not brain surgery.
All right.
Except
it's literally just like 3-1.
We really should have started a drinking game at the beginning of this episode. Take a shot every time Katie puns.
Who hasn't started watching or knows that someone is late to the viewing, they should be like, drinking game, here we go, puns.
You guys should head into your next topic.
No, Steven, don't encourage her.
Steven, the Viacon Lemieux, everybody.
Table flip.
Well, heads up, it's prediction time. I'm just going to sit here and cackle because, there goes Alexis. Goodbye.
Start wrecking things over here.
AFTERBUZZ TV.
Oh, come on, don't lose your head. Being a little headstrong.
I predict that...
I'm actually really impressed of how many head puns you pulled out.
I predict that I'm not going to survive this episode. Someone's going to murder me.
That's what I was going to say.
I predict that's going to be me.
I was going to say, I predict that Lord Megatron will murder Katie Kiyoshi Prime before the end of the episode.
She'll have my head for this.
You're only going to make it worse on yourself.
Salt onto the wound right now. Just flicking it.
I'm heading for disaster. Might as well.
Oh, I hate it. Okay.
Somebody make a prediction. I'm just filling the air.
I predict Katie's going to get a little more headstrong.
I just did that one. I literally just did.
Okay, the next episode.
Gotta get your head in the game.
Oh, my word.
Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
The next episode is called One of Our Mini-Cons is Missing.
I worry about that, but I sincerely hope we get Drift back.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Ponder that.
How great would it be if it was an episode about fracture? And he's like, what? One of them's gone, guys. I mean, top priority.
That would be cute.
Decepticon-centered episode. It's just dive bomb, flying off, having a good time.
I really liked Drift's mini-cons. So
It was
good.
great. And how hard is it to voice two characters that are 2 or 3 years
apart in age,
age.
especially they're teenagers.
Roger, I hope you're listening right now because that is the only. It's that and the shorts. That's what he's known for on this show.
But yeah, it could be about Drift and those mini cons. It could be about Fix It.
Mm-hmm. I hope it's about Fix It.
Since it's one of our mini cons is missing, it makes me think that either Fracture or Drift is coming back.
Maybe, yeah.
Because
Or Legion of Spiders.
Oh,
We did have him last episode, but that doesn't stop anyone.
that's true.
And he's still on the loose.
yeah.
You are correct.
Totally accurate.
So he could be coming back. That's a fair assessment.
I agree.
But yeah, so it could be any number of things. Or we could even be introduced to a couple new mini cons.
That would be cool.
Every time we talk about mini-cons, I'm like, fix it backstory. Fix it backstory.
Can we have it? Can we have it?
I mean, is there? Do you guys
I
actually
feel like
think though?
I don't think that it will be though, because I feel like with the title of one of our mini cons is
Yeah,
missing,
it sounds like there are
refers to
more
a
than
group.
one.
Yeah.
And Fix It as we know is a solo operator. So.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Or
and we also have an
previously was.
episode. We also have an episode later on with Fix It's name in the title.
Yeah. So that must be where the big news for Fix It
The
will
big
come.
reveal of
Yes.
Fix It sordid past.
The longer we wait, the worse we think it'll be.
I know.
Well, and also we are. My brain just went into a totally different part. It was like the Primettes. No, that's not that. That's not how that went down. But
But like the Ironettes?
yeah, or whatever. But like, yeah, I was thinking of like we've seen Prime, so it's obviously we always think of the worst. But
Yeah.
it's a little bit different.
Emma, you got anything?
no.
I think we're drained.
I'm drained from many days of Anime Expo and
work.
And the
everything.
pain that is
and the
listening
pain
to
that is
constant
listening
puns.
to constant puns. Yeah.
I regret nothing.
I regret everything. So.
I know, but you gotta deal with this. Anyway, Alexis, where can people find you?
You can find me all over social media as atorres890. Also follow me if you like this face for blackhollywoodlive.com, Geek Nerd Tech, where I talk about video games and awesome stuff as well.
And you can find me all over the internet at Emma Fyffe. You can find me on some other shows here at AfterBuzz TV. Coming back very soon in the end of July is Face Off, which I do with Alexis. It's going to be great. You can also see me sometimes on the Sailor Moon Crystal panel, and over at the Popcorn Talk, our sister network, I do a show called The Cosplay Coach. It airs on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. It's awesome. You guys should watch it. Follow me on Twitter, and you'll know everything that's happening with my life. I really like Twitter a lot, you guys.
Twitter's great. I'm
Got
Megan.
away from you there, didn't it?
There's a lot going on right now. I'm Megan. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin. I'm also on a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz, and I've started writing articles for the Movie Chick with 2 Ks. Be sure to check those out, and be sure to check out our Movie Chick quick reviews on our sister network, Popcorn Talk. Woo!
And I'm Katie Cullen. If you want to find me, you can head to Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram at Kiaxet. That's KIAXET, or Snapchat, Kia Prime. I'm also on the Red vs. Blue after show. We'll have another one in a couple of weeks. I've straight up killed Alexis over here.
I'm trying to keep it together.
I'm also writing for the Movie Chick. And guys, we don't have an episode next week because all of us will be down at San Diego Comic-Con. So if you're down there, find us, say hi. We would love to meet you all.
Yeah.
And we will be covering 2 episodes the week after that, so that will be all sorts of fun.
Yes.
Thanks again for watching, and as always, transform
and roll out!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Don't lose your head!
Yeah.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.